Hey buddies, it's me again. Hi Percy. How's your afternoon going? I feel like my music's a little loud, but I don't know if that is coming through on the stream. I might actually turn it up a little bit because I feel like yesterday it was kind of quiet. But, anyways. Zbrush was being a little laggy earlier, so we may, if it continues to lag like this, yeah, I'm gonna restart Zbrush actually. Off to a roaring start. I'm just gonna be hopefully kind of quick this afternoon. This model started to come together yesterday. I spent another like 30 minutes on it after I went offline. Not even, like 20. And then I was like, oh wow, it's fine. I'm waiting for the hair dye timer to go off because I didn't realize how light and washed out my hair has gotten. How are you? I'm good. I'm hoping that I can get Zbrush to stop lagging here. Let's switch to this overlay real quick. I feel like my bangs look really good on camera right now, so that's a plus. Okay, that's better. As soon as Zbrush starts to lag even a little tiny bit, it sucks immediately. Alright, go back here. Wow, this might be a short stream. I can't get Zbrush to work. Percy, what color are you doing today? Alright. Someday, I'll do a live stream with no technical difficulties, but it's not today. Hey Shira, welcome back. How is your afternoon going? Well, I don't know actually if it's afternoon for you. It's afternoon for me. It's about 2:10. And I really wanted to... I thought about just chilling this afternoon by myself and just finishing this model not live, but then I was like, I kind of want to finish it live, so here I am. I'm just gonna keep the blue-purple vibe until I run out, then I'll probably switch back to maroon. Nice. Early morning for you. Where are you, Shiro? Where in the world do you exist? Also, Percy, you should get some of the some of that dye that was the arcane promotion. That's like the Jinx and Caitlyn and Vi colors, because that seems really fun. But yeah, I thought about not finishing this model online, but then I was like, you know what? We're gonna do it. We're gonna be a little social. We're gonna hang out. Well, maybe. It would make your good friend Nat very happy if your hair was bicolor. Come from Atlanta. My good friend Lore just spent about 2 months down in Australia. She like just got back like a couple days ago, so I have not seen her or heard about her trip, but she lived down there for a couple of years, and so she likes to go back down there when she can to like visit friends and stuff. Also, my sister is currently working in Tasmania for a yacht company. I don't really care for pink out. Yeah, that's true. I guess you said like maroon. See, I might turn on Lazy Mouse a little bit more for this. Not a lot, but a little bit. It's a fine color. It's not. Yeah, that's totally fair. I see ya. More Lazy Mouse. I feel like I'm really gonna enjoy the vibe of these pants in here in about 10 minutes. I rage quit the hairstyle I was trying to make work yesterday on this model, and instead I went for this one that I already had made because I put these flame colors on it and was like, wow, that kind of slaps. So, that's what we ended up doing. Hello, Jan Borsma, I think. I'm terrible at reading usernames. I'm terrible because no one can ever pronounce my username, so I feel like I should be better about pronouncing other people's, but I can maybe do it long enough to cut off the bleach bits, though, because I hate the texture. It's just, yeah, that's right. And that looks sick. Thank you! I today am working on this model I started yesterday on stream of a Fire Genasi wizard. And I got kind of frustrated with it yesterday. I didn't like how the hair was coming out, but we worked through it, and now I'm doing more of the other details. Also off screen yesterday, I went and put this like kind of trim on the coat, and I gave her these like metal bracer type things, which I put a little like kind of flamey looking pattern on, which I love. So yeah, she's coming together. Good luck with it. Hey Miguel, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the good luck. I think I saw on Discord you were playing like Helldivers or something. So I hope you're enjoying that and having a lovely evening and maybe a nice cocktail or something. I'm not quite sure. I should look at some references for these kind of pants because I'm not quite sure how high up to make this like kind of ruching go, but I feel like I might need to look at a reference or two here. Yes, you have your... Yeah, Miguel says, wait, it says on Discord I'm playing games. Yes, here is your announcement. I think you have your Steam connected to your Discord because I can always see when you're playing Helldivers or Baldur's Gate. And I'm always like, oh, nice. He's having a nice time. Enjoying a pina colada. That's lovely. I made myself a margarita the other night, and it was just the one, but it was so good. And I had it while I was cooking dinner, and I made one for me and one for my husband. So, love that. Enjoy your pina colada. Okay, I think that's looking pretty good. Yes, you added all the wizard bits to the wall. Yes, I was thinking of you as I was adding more wizardy bits, and I'm definitely gonna add more. Here, I'll do it right now while you're watching, because I know you are a more is more type of painter, and we are birds of a feather in that regard. Let's load in my brush here. I made a brush. I made actually a few brushes a while back that are just like IMM brushes of a bunch of assets that I made. Because it's just so much faster than like importing stuff one at a time, and then everything's poly painted, which I enjoy. And I have one, yeah, that's just of potions. I really like this brush because it's so colorful. I think I'm gonna do these small vials. Let's see if this is the right one. Yeah. And I have them in two orientations here, so I can do this one for if I want to like put it standing up on a table, or I can do this one for if I want it like strapped to something. I'm going to have it go in just a little bit more, and then I'll turn off paint. Actually, I'm gonna have it go on this belt. Turn off poly paint, and then put some. Actually, I think I can put in a bunch of them. We'll do like 1.1. And then, if I'm right, yes, kind of, a little bit. No, not quite. That's okay, we'll just put it in by hand. I was trying to be too fancy. This is the kind of thing where I just get really fussy. Is that too big? No, that's a good size. I might give her like a few of these guys, and then maybe one of these. How did you learn to do 3D art, if I can ask? You can ask. I actually signed up for a mentorship tier of a Patreon of another artist whose name is Mia K. Her Patreon is M3DMLearn. And she's a good friend now. And but yeah, I did her like mentorship, Zbrush mentorship program that she's put together specifically for making D&D models for like 3D printing. But you know, she so that's kind of what she like focuses her mentorship on, because that's what she does. But, you know, once you learn ZBrush, you can kind of go in whatever direction you want with it. But yeah, that's how I got started. And, you know, of course, the odd YouTube tutorial every now and again. But yeah, that's how I learned. I tend to do well with like a guided learning experience. I love like an online class. So yeah, her whole deal was just right for me. Cool, didn't expect that. Yeah, it's kind of an unexpected place to learn, I think. But yeah, her you know, worked really well for me. But yeah, her Patreon is called M3DM Learn if you're interested in it. I don't know what kind of stuff you're into making, or if you know, if you have any sort of like background or anything in digital art, but yeah, I do not have a like education based art background of any kind. I actually have I went to college for marine biology of all things, and the pandemic hit and I couldn't find a job, and I was super tired of doing like online learning for stuff that was like applicable to my field, because I was on kind of an online learning kick when I found Mia. I had just done a course in MATLAB, or not MATLAB, Python programming. I had done a course in GIS and how to use that software, and I was kind of looking for something a little more fun, and I had just bought a 3D printer, so I was like, I bet I could learn how to make my own things to print if I just apply myself a little bit. Oh wow, we just got a huge influx of people on TikTok for doing stuff like that. Thank you. Yeah, I really, oh, let's see. No, we didn't. What is going on TikTok? Yeah, I really needed to change. And so that came at just the right time. Okay, I think our TikTok live might have gone down. Sorry, it just started importing a bunch of chats from a different TikTok live. Sorry about that, guys. I think I have gotten it squared away, though. Okay. Yeah, Miko goes, oh, who is this Mia? No one. Don't worry about it. No one important. Pretty much none, but I appreciate the art. Yeah. Well, you can always learn, but there's also so much good stuff out there, good people doing cool stuff for 3D printing. Do you 3D print, or do you like D&D? Because all of my stuff I do is for, I mean, not D&D specifically per se, but certainly for like fantasy RPG stuff. There we go. being a little fussy about my poly paint, but okay. Okay, sounds mysterious. Alright, folks. What else should I give this wizard in the way of accessories? I think... Oh, I was gonna look up... Gosh, I get so distracted. I like D&D and RPG a lot. Only ever done it digitally though. Oh yeah, I have thought about trying to get trying to figure out how to do like virtual tabletop tokens. That's definitely something I want to do in the future. But I think that I would need, let's smooth this out a little bit. I think I would need to get acquainted with Photoshop, which is not something that I've done before. So I kind of have my 2025 pretty much planned out for now. So maybe it'll be a 2026 thing. To figure out how to make stuff virtual. So I've played virtually an alright amount. The game that I'm in right now started virtually during the pandemic. But then we've moved to in person. A cloak. Everyone loves cloaks. I thought about doing a cloak for this gal. I thought about doing a lot of stuff for this gal. I am not sure that she really needs one. I think next week though, I am gonna make another wizard that will be a much more like kind of classic like old man, long beard. Actually, I don't know if he's gonna have long. So the mini that I want to make next week, who is a wizard who I think I will give a super dramatic cloak to. Hold on, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me organize my thoughts here for a second. So I'm making a handful of like spellcasters right now. Because my goal is I'm thinking May. I am gonna try by then to launch a Patreon. And so my vision for that is to have a few months worth of model releases kind of ready to go. And I could just, I have so many models right now that I could just release what I have, a few at a time for a while. But my vision is to do a lot more like heroes and scatter terrain as like my monthly Patreon release packs. So I want to start off strong. And so these spellcasters are going to be 1 month. I'm going to do a month of paladins and like fighters and clerics. I'm going to do a month of I got plans. I got a vision. So this week and next week I am doing the spellcasters. So next week I'm gonna make a spellcaster, and I think it's gonna be kind of a double whammy, because I want to make a spellcaster that is out of my current Strahd PC's backstory. I don't know that we'll ever use him at the table, but I just think that it would be a fun one to sculpt. He's the worst. Cornelius, if you're watching, I'm coming for you. But yeah, he's like classic stuffy old wizard from the university. Getting up to no good type of deal. Yeah, exactly. I'm in 2 campaigns right now, and both of my PCs have really wormed their way into my heart. And they have extensive backstories. A bit of a cast of characters at this point, honestly, because we, Percy, if you're in the chat right now, I'm going to talk about you a little bit, because my friend Percy is also in both of those campaigns, and we've actually managed to weave together our PC's stories between the 2 campaigns so that they do exist in the same universe and the same timeline, and their stories overlap a little bit and are taking place at the same time, which I think is fun that they are both canon in each other's worlds. Oh, that Weenie! Yes, we love Weenie. Thanks, Miguel. You are just the best. But yeah, I got plans. I got shenanigans. There's big stuff happening at Ella's Arcanum. Well, I love my 2 dumb idiots. I also love our 2 dumb idiots. Edwina's the smartest idiot you ever met. Big Moves Incorporated. Yes, I should change my name. Right now I'm just kind of going in. I sometimes get a little lost in the sauce when I do fabric folds, because you can really just, especially with something like this where I'm envisioning the fabric being like kinda like thin and wispy, so there's kind of a lot of folds to it. But I think that'll print nicely. I might go in. So usually what I do when I sculpt fabric folds is I start with the standard brush and do like the kind of bigger picture stuff, and then I will, OMG, I am the best. Yeah. All right, Miguel. I'll let you bask in that. I'm not gonna disagree with you there. So I'll start with the standard brush, and then I'll go in with Dam Standard and really just kind of dig out some of the creases. This I can get a little deep. So it really brings them to the forefront. I do, though, think that I'm gonna make them a little bit poofier, just so that I can kind of dig in with these textures and not have her legs clip through them. Okay, I'm loving how these pants are looking. I'm considering doing some sort of like chain jewelry type situation, but I haven't decided. So again, if anyone has any suggestions, I am open to them. What is everyone getting up to this weekend? Because for me, it is Friday afternoon. tomorrow morning, I'm meeting up with some friends. Well, they're coming over here. And we're going to talk about our trip to Iceland that's happening this summer. We're doing a backpacking trip. And actually, Miguel, I was meaning to ask you if you could resend me those places that you said you and Jen really liked going to. Because I'm supposed to put together a slide, a PowerPoint slide of me and Simon's my husband, of our places we want to hit up while we're there. I really want these pants to look nice and smooth, so I'm being a little fussy with these lines as I'm drawing them. I'm not doing the best job, but that's okay. We out here. Gotta finish getting my goblin together. Yes. How far did you get, Percy, into making Gola? Because we were talking about you're deciding on her class. I would give her some cool chain jewelry. I agree. I'm trying to decide what I want it to look like. I feel like I could do some sort of like coming off of her belt, and going under her coat, or I could do some sort of like over the shoulder type of thing. Yeah, no, I completely agree. She needs some sort of jewelry. What do we think her spellcasting focus is? I mean, I guess it's probably her staff. That's a silly question. My sorcerer's spellcasting focus is her. So her background is the criminal background, and she lives in Waterdeep and gets up to all sorts of illegal shenanigans there. So her spellcasting focus is the amethyst, the rather sizable amethyst in a ring that she stole. I just unusual facts. Gotta get the backstory cohesive. Yeah, fair. I need to finish writing out the second half of Elena's backstory. It all exists in my head, but it does not exist in our DM's head yet. Which is arguably, no, it's not more important, but it is important. I should make it happen. Okay. I think I'm gonna call it good on these pants for now. Oh, I actually love them. They look really good. If anyone thinks they're giving pumpkin, don't tell me, because I don't want to know. Which is usually, what info does the DM actually need? Because I don't think they got enough favorite. Yeah, exactly. I will tell you their favorite colors, probably unsolicited, because I know their favorite color. Okay. What are we thinking jewelry here, fam? I'm just looking at my Pinterest board. For some ideas. Oh, thank you. I will look at them when I am off of live. Because, yeah, I need to get a move on that. If any of my Seattle crew are in the chat and watching me talk about how I haven't done my Iceland research, I've definitely done my Iceland research. Don't worry about it. Okay, I think I could also stand to pop off a little more on belt accessories. I think she could, I mean, she's already got this like big satchel, but I think she could do with some... Okay, I programmed a bunch of noises to happen when things happen online, but I don't remember what any of them are. So, whoever just interacted with me, I appreciate you. I am so tempted to do the really obvious move of just like putting a big ol' like Fire Nation belt buckle on here, but I don't know how we feel about that. There's a follow alert on Twitch. Sweet. Thanks. I was like putting together all of the overlays for live streaming and just like kind of like looking at the examples that they have in like Streamlabs and being like, sure, this seems like a good thing to put in there. I'll just do it. So clearly I've thought all of this out. I'm just kind of arbitrarily creasing some of these. I don't want, because I want this belt to look like it's kind of a hard surface, which is why I'm creasing after I've already done one subdivision. But I feel like this kind of softens it as opposed to creasing it when it's like really rigid looking. I think that would make it look a little bit more like metal. Gotta make dinner. Thanks for stopping by, Miguel. I appreciate you. And yeah, thanks for sending me those Iceland links. I will take a look at them. But yeah, in August, I'm going on a trip with a bunch of friends to Iceland, and we are going to do a backpacking trip. So I've been working on getting in shape for that. Which, it's honestly been nice because I am not in particularly good shape, but let's see, I'm just kind of going through and deleting some polygroup or some subtools that I don't need. This is the hair from yesterday. It was looking pretty rough, so glad we got rid of that. But I live in the Pacific Northwest, and so there's so many gorgeous hikes that I just need to drive like an hour to get to. Man, I had so many plans for this model that I just ended up ditching. That's fine. Let's see. Yeah, I was gonna give her sleeves at one point. Yesterday I was on the struggle bus, you guys. I spent about 30 minutes after stream yesterday just kind of like sitting and messing around with this model, and that was really all it took to be like, okay, I'm back on track. Okay, I was gonna give her some little pouches. I made this little component pouch asset like 3 years ago now, and I never changed it, and I use it on almost every character model. I feel like it's very like Skyrim vibes, which is part of the reason I like it, because Skyrim is very much part of my like blood as someone, as my like design aesthetic. Pacific Northwest nature seems so cool. I'm jealous. Dude, you should be jealous. Everyone should be jealous of Pacific Northwest nature. And I've lived here my whole life, and there are so many hikes that I just have never done. Like, I went into the like Mount Si wilderness last week for the first time in my life, and that I got there and I was like, I feel kind of silly for never having been here, but you know what? Here I am now. Getting in shape, doing the thing. Gonna make this button red. Okay. I almost want to give her some sort of like circlet, but I feel like she's already got enough going on her forehead that I think it would kind of just get lost. So I'm trying to think about what else would like help her, because she's already got a pretty good silhouette going here, I think, especially once I get the staff incorporated into whatever pose I end up with. So I think maybe probably some rings and some ear piercings would be good. Oh, I never gave her elf ears. Silly Nat. But yeah, I've been really enjoying going on hikes around here that I've never been on, even though I grew up here. Quite possibly my biggest complaint about Zbrush is the default brush settings, the default poly paint settings for a lot of brushes. Like, why does the snake hook brush need to default to poly paint? It doesn't. The other nice thing about training for hiking in the wintertime is that it's not hot out. When you're getting really hot and working very hard to get up the mountain, which I've really been enjoying. I think actually it's like an open road, but I kind of feel like it doesn't need to be this long. Let's see how all our stream connections are doing. This one seems to be good. That seems to be doing well, I think. Yeah. Sadly got 0 mountains, yeah. Yeah, I lived in California for a little while, and I did not live in an area with mountains, and I missed them. Living in the Pacific Northwest, you really can look in any direction and see a mountain range, and it's really great. Okay, I think I might give her a little bit of a chain going along her belt. Oh, I got distracted again. Oh my god. I was gonna give her piercings. Okay, we're gonna do a little... I'm gonna do a ring. We're gonna do a couple rings, I think. And she's gonna be a gold girly, I think. Oh, I was gonna do probably no symmetry. Just cause I don't think her other side really needs anything. So I'm gonna put these on and then I'm gonna inflate them here in a sec so that they're nice and thick. And hopefully they'll print nice. Let's give them the old crease. One time I visited Indiana while living in Utah. It was wild being somewhere with no mountains, not even a hill. Yeah. Yeah, probably the flattest place I've lived was Eugene. There was like one hill in town, but of course it was the one that I had to ride my bike up in order to get to choir practice. Alright, I like that. We're gonna inflate. Yeah, that looks good. And then I think I'm actually gonna try to get these to all touch each other so they're not gonna need separate supports. Not that it super matters, but I know I'll be tempted to place a support underneath them, which I really don't need to, but that's just how I am. Because they're so small that they don't really need supports, but it's nice if they just don't even look like they need supports. It's always the case. They really do be like that. Alright. She's got some really quite gaudy earrings. Love that for her. We'll do some rings. I like, for doing rings, the cylinder pipe is good because it's got topology that really lends itself well to being subdivided in a way that looks still like a hard surface, as opposed to just turning into like a mushy blob. I think I'll do 2 here. And I'll do 1 on the middle finger over here. And then to top it off, I have this free little gem brush that I got from Bad King, R.I.P. I'm pretty sure that site doesn't exist anymore. But if it does, and anyone has used it recently, let me know. I'm gonna make this red, I think. I love a character with a little color scheme. Alright, now she's got some jewelry. I think I am gonna give her just like one little jewel. No, I'm gonna, if I give her any chains, I'll do it at the end, because I don't think I'll want them to be symmetrical, and I don't want to deal with messing with them before, or like after I've posed, because they'll get all warped. 3 o'clock. Okay, I'm gonna do... what was I gonna do? Should give her a second pouch here. And then, yeah, I think I'm going to... I think I'm going to use... Actually, no. I'm going to use the chisel brush, I think, to kind of do a similar embossed look on here as for the little bracer things. But I don't think I'm going to use an alpha. I think I'm just going to kind of free form it with the chisel, scribe chisel brush. And I'm just going to kind of kind of try to make it look like flames. Gonna do some buckles. After a certain point, on the design of a model like this, it just becomes using IMM brushes to clay Barbie dress up. But like, insert that gif of like, that's why I'm here. Okay, Sometimes I am lazy when it comes to belts and I don't really give them anything special. I just will like throw a little buckle on it and call it a day. But today I think I'm gonna do a little bit more. This is my favorite cheater way of making a belt look like it has it's not just one long tube. I'll like make a little point here just with the geometry, and then I'll do the extrude edge face for the poly loop. And then it looks pretty good. You just have to polish it up a little bit. So I'll use the crease, and I'll crease the bottom, and I'll crease this little edge here. And then we just polish my features. Oh, that doesn't look good. Why doesn't that look good? Oh. I need to crease that actually. Okay. There we go. Hey, see? Oh, half bad. And then I'll give it a couple little eyelets. I love these built-in Zbrush brushes that have just these little, quite generic hardware pieces, but I get so much use out of them. This is, I can tell right now, turning into a bit of a more is more model. I should probably thicken up the belt itself. Just so that and just on the interior part, just so that it like all intersects with the body. Inflate Polygroup Island. Nope. Alright. Sweet. There's that. Okay. She's looking a little more kitted out. I'm not entirely sure what to do with these like leather straps here. If I should like make them look a little more ornate, or if I should just like, I don't know, slap a buckle on them and let them be. But I feel like that was such a signature move for a fantasy character design. It's just like, I don't know, just put a strap on it. Not in, you know what I mean? Like, put a strap and put it on the character. It doesn't have to be functional. I feel like Baldur's Gate was very guilty of that. There's so many of those, like, armor sets that just have random straps that are not functional at all. But they're just there to kind of outline the muscles. Looking at you, Halson. So yeah, if anyone has any ideas for these straps, it'd be kind of cool to not make them, to make them like functional and not completely symmetric. But I'm not sure. This I am gonna give a little, embossing too. I think similar to this very geometric design. But I like to do, again, with the leather, I like to do where it's not super hard right angles. Like everything's got a little bit of a slant to it, but there's still crisp edges to be found. Because then I think it looks polished, but not like metal, not like completely rigid. No, I love where this model has gone. I just freaking love it. Alright, what's the 12 shape? Is that... How are we looking? I'm tempted to just reuse the same alpha that I used yesterday. Because at a certain point you end up with too many patterns. I think I'm gonna use one that's similar but still different. I think the main reason for wanting a pattern on here is just to give the paint something to hold on to, you know? I'm such a big fan of speed paints, and so I just really like having, even if it's not something that is like, you know, super, like the detail isn't super crisp. It's just clear that there's something there. And, and it's not just a flat surface that is difficult to get a smooth layer onto. Okay, I kind of lost my train of thought here. Which I might get this. I might get this little pattern on here and then go take a quick little 5-minute bio break because I've been going for, how long have I been going for? I'm going for a little over an hour. And I think I'm getting to the point where I'm just about ready to pose her. Okay, alpha. No, not full. Rotate. Okay. It took me so long to figure out how Lazy Mouse works. I still don't quite know exactly what's going on. But I know how to make it do what I want it to do. And I think I'm actually gonna do Z subtract. Oh, I don't know if this is gonna be the right alpha though, because it needs to tile perfectly, I think. Yeah, I don't think this is the one. She ain't the one. Maybe this? This might be actually a little bit better of a bridge between the pattern on the coat and the pattern on the bag, because the pattern on the bag is a little bit more like swooshy and swirly. I could always go back and change. We have the technology. Oh yeah, I like that a lot better. Okay. Just gotta make it fit. So I think we increase the lazy step. Not by that much though. I'll do like 1.6. It's just about right. We'll do 1.5. Yeah, oh yeah, that's good. That's good. Alright, now we just gotta be really... This may not be the move. I may just freehand it. And I love all the little extra details you put on your sculpture, the pattern on the backdrop. Thank you. I love little alphas. I don't know if this one's gonna pay off. I might just do it by hand. Yeah, no, this ain't it, Chief. Okay, I also have... I have this brush. Okay, it might actually be a little lazy, so you guys can tell me whether or not you like this. But I have all these just like little flower patterns. That might be good. If we pick one that's like a little geometric looking, I think that that would be a good style. I'm thinking like maybe something like this. No. Yeah. Okay. All right. We got it here. Back face mask. But yeah, I just love a little detail because, again, like I said, I am such a huge fan of speed paints. And if you have a surface that is just smooth, like this bag strap. The speed paint, it can just be hard to get it to go on in a really nice, even layer. But if you put something there to break it up, it'll just look better. So I like to sculpt models that I would like to paint because I will be painting them. And I like to paint with speed paints. How does this look? Does this look even? Oh, yeah. And I just know if my friend Percy is still in the chat, they are punching air right now. Because they are not a speed paint. A speed paint user. Okay. Alright. That looks pretty good, I think. Alright, how are we? Oh, I need to give her a spell book. Okay, here's where I think I might cheat a little bit. It's not cheating if it's something you already made. But I think I might go grab the spell book that I made for Edwina and use that here. Actually, I don't think I made a closed copy of her spell book. So I think I might not actually do that. How are we looking on our streams? When can we expect a painting stream? I like watching people paint minis mostly so I can see what techniques they... Probably soon. I am set up for painting. This mount that I have my camera on, it's like on like a little swivel arm. So I can have it where it's looking straight down over my desk. And so I should be able to do that kind of soon. I'm not planning on doing any painting for the next couple of weeks just because I have not been able to get anything printed for like all of January because it's just been so cold. So I would say painting stream end of February would be, I think, when that I'll be able to make that happen. But I'm excited to do that because I love to paint. I got a little burnt out on painting in December, but I had a really nice time painting on Wednesday night. So I think we're back. But speaking of being back, I am going to go take a little break because I said I would do that. And I will. So I'll be back in between 5 and 10 minutes. Yeah. See you in a few minutes. All right. I am back. There we go. Let me know if the background music is either too loud or too quiet. But yeah, I think I was gonna give her a book, a spell book, which again, I do have. I do have a brush that's got a bunch of books that I made so long ago. But I think this one would probably be good. I'm just gonna find a spot to put it. I'm gonna make it a little thicker since it's like a tome, and then I'm just gonna stick it in her bag. I'm gonna have it kind of sticking out a little bit. So it kind of looks like it's like stretching at the bag a little bit. So it looks like it's like really in there, as opposed to just being like set on top of it, if that makes sense. I'm gonna flip it around, I think, so that it really looks like a book as opposed to just like a brick. Go. Alright, how do we like that? I like it pretty well. I might move this pouch up a little bit more. Just so they're not conflicting too much. I think that's better. Okay. What is the topology like on this thing? Not too bad. You can tell I made it so long ago. It's so mushy. But, oh well. Okay, I think I'm gonna split it off so it's its own subtool. And then I think I'm going to subdivide it a little bit. And then I have a couple alphas. That I made a little while back that are like kind of magic-y looking. That I might just stick on the front of here. Get blue or purple in it. again, when I decimate it down, I don't think that, like, you know, all the sigils on the front of this book are gonna print, obviously, but like, it just, the idea is that it won't be completely smooth, so it'll kind of give the illusion that there's like something written on there. Something more than it just being like a plain old book. And I just think that that makes it look a little nicer. Okay, what do we think? I kind of love that. Do I want to give her one more scroll kind of poking out the back? I feel like it's a wizard's book bag, so it's kind of a more is more situation. But I don't want it to like absolutely drown in stuff also. Let's just see how it looks, shall we? Kind of make it seem like it's leaning out a little bit. I mean, yeah, come on, man. That looks so good. Alright. I think she's got all of the wizardly stuff she could possibly lug around. Raylan says hi. Hello. Hello, Raylan. A little bit of blue got into my white streak. Damn. I hate that. That sounds terrible. I know one Raylan. So if it's the Raylan that cuts my hair, then a very excited and enthusiastic hello. And if it's not that Raylan, then a regular, but also happy hello. Extrude. This shirt turned into a little bit of a travesty. It is so different from what it started out as. And so the geometry is a little silly. I don't think I'm gonna do much more to the shirt, if I'm being honest. I might make it look like it's a button up and then call it good, call it a day. Percy, I can't wait to see your hair and how it turned out. I don't remember the next time I'm seeing you, but I can't wait. One nice thing about this model is I think that since her pants are so puffy and there's nothing covering her shoulders or elbows, I think she's going to be exceedingly easy to pose. Go. All right, now I will just give her a couple of buttons. Use my little button brush. I'll make them gold. And I'm just gonna give her the warlock I made earlier this week. I put a bunch of I put a bunch of like lace up parts on her like on all of her gear, and it was cool, but it was also kind of work intensive. So I'm excited about just a button. Alright, I think that she's ready for posing. Oh, I was gonna put some little buckles on her, I'm just gonna put buckles on these. I think that that will be perfectly sufficient for what I'm trying to do here. Not curved bone. I'm gonna put a couple on the back. She doesn't really have much on her back. Sweet. Alright, she is ready for posing. Now, neither it hasn't finished drying yet, so we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Oh, I love this model. It's gonna be so good. I was really in the depths of despair for a little bit yesterday, I'm not gonna lie, but it has come around. Okay, I'm gonna futz with this just a little bit, because the more I have stuff all lined up before I pose, the easier it's gonna be. Now, for this posing software that I use, it's called Character Creator 4, and I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with it. Guys, yesterday I played around with the idea of giving her sunglasses. I had them hidden while I was working today, and I just kind of turned them back on. I could go either way on them. Because I love her with, and I love her without. So, I don't know who all is watching right now, but it is of vital importance that you go in the comments and tell me yes or no on the glasses. I will put them up and people can tell me. And if people like them, I will finish making them. And if not, then I won't. Vibes. Zoom in on them. Okay, I will. I just put little, like, I think it's easy to picture what they would be. Obviously they're just two little circles right now, but I feel like they're very, like, cool girl energy. Hey, gotta go take the dog for a walk. Good luck with the rest of the stream. Thank you. Thanks for hanging out. I hope that this wizard has all of the little wizardly accessories that you could ever dream of, and I appreciate you for showing up and hanging out. Do a bottom rim glasses. So like have the circle frame, or like have the circle lens, but then like just have a frame around the bottom. Is that kind of what you're saying? Or do we want them to just be like a half moon shape? Ye to which? Ye to which, Percy? I like made her these fingerless gloves, and I like them, but I didn't do anything with them, and I'm not feeling super motivated to change that. I'm gonna make it so that they don't clip over the rings, though. Actually, I'm just gonna make the rings bigger. Hardware at the bottom, but still circular lenses. Got it. Okay. Cool. Thank you. Okay, so what I'm doing now is prepping all of the subtools to go into Character Creator. Everything that has like a separate left and right section. So like the gloves have a left and right, the armbands have a left and right. I need to separate the left one from the right one. And then name them so that I know what they are easily when they're like in a list. I think I'm gonna merge these. Well, they're such different poly counts. I think I'm gonna keep them separate. BRB getting a little snack. Nice. Give your kitty cats little scritches for me while you're gone. Hello, I'm back. What did I miss? You missed nothing really. I'm just prepping subtools to go into Character Creator. Alright. Spellbook. Oh, these. This one ended up with a lot of subtools. I'm going to merge this one down with the other belt. Okay, let's make her some little glasses here real quick. I think these should be pretty quick to make with just the bottom rims. I should be able to just do a little crease. And then I'll uncrease half. Okay, and then I can go in with... Actually, I might be making this too complicated. I think I could just go in with this thing. They're so little. Yeah, there we go. Sorry, I'm jumping around so much here. They're just really small. And Zbrush, for some reason, is having a problem with that. Alright. Crease. Crease. And then push them up a little bit. Nice. Yeah, I agree. It is nice. I think we're gonna do, I think it's gonna be a cylinder in the middle, and we're gonna keep it relatively straight as opposed to curvy. Give it like a little bit of a bend. I just feel like a fire girl with glasses, like, come on. That's so cool girl of her. And then another cylinder. That ain't it. Ugh, I hate this brush. I don't know why it exists. It's just the front halves of things. Like, instead of a whole sphere, it's just the front half of a sphere. Why? I don't know. I've literally never used that brush. I don't know what you would use it for. That's my rant. I might make these just like 15% bigger. just so that these side pieces have something to grab onto. I think that looks better. Who needs a reference? Not me. Hi, hello, welcome on in. I am working on a Fire Genasi wizard. We are just about ready to pose her, but I last minute decided that she needs some cool girl glasses, sunglasses. So that's what I am working on right now. I hope you guys are all enjoying your Fridays. Come on, what did we do wrong? I might need to separate this for a second so the bend curve will let me mess with it separately. Why are we doing this? This should not have been this one. Oh. It's because I don't know what I'm doing or talking about. Oh, also... this needs some edge loops. Insert multiple... Alright. Now we have some geometry. Jeez. We just need like 5 here. All right. That's pretty good. I am gonna move her ears around just a little bit. Make sure I'm doing it in symmetry. All right. And then I'll put a little, ooh, do I want to give it a little gem instead of actual hardware? This could be good or bad, we'll see. I honestly kind of like it. I don't know, what do you guys think? Should we do little rubies as the hardware for these silly little glasses? Like, everyone knows a wizard constantly needs more and more gems. Why not keep them as accessories? right. There we go. All right. That was pretty easy. Okay. It is finally time to go into character creator. We're gonna go. I'm gonna save. We're gonna take our time to save. All right, there we go. And then I'm gonna hide the bag and the book for now, because they are accessories and we don't need them right at this particular moment. We're gonna go all low, so everything's at its lowest resolution. We're gonna go into preferences, GOZ, clear cache, and then we're gonna do pose tools, 190. And resize. And this, I think, is actually a good stopping point for me to take another little break. So I am going to take another, like a 10-minute break. I've been going for a couple hours now. So I'm going to take a little 10-minute break. And I will be back soon. Thanks, Percy. Okay, I'm gonna move this just a little bit so it's centered on her shoulder. And the rest I think looks good. I'm gonna generate skeleton. Hopefully this doesn't take too long. This is the part of the process where I like using this software because it, I think it does look better than when I do it more by hand. Just because the way that this rigging works, it allows you to really mess with details and kind of push the pose more so than, or like much more easily than when I'm doing it by hand in Transpose Master. So I can kind of mess around with the pose a little bit more. I can try out different things before I settle on something, and it just is, it's better that way, but there is this amount of just like waiting around while it, you know, does all of this rigging, I don't know, math that it's doing. But hopefully we can get a pose thrown on here pretty soon. And get this looking like it's finished up. Alright. So I just have to go in here and place the finger joints. I did a decent job. Sometimes it really really does not know what's going on. I think it would have done a better job if I hadn't left these rings on here. So I'm just gonna move where it thinks the knuckles are. Just a little bit. Thingies. Yeah, this is a part of the process that really took me some messing around with it until I figured out exactly what it wants. Because if you look around at these dots from different angles, they never really look like they're exactly on, like hovering on the knuckles, but it's kind of a, like, I know that this is what it wants and it's close enough type of deal. Okay, so I think that's good. So now I'm gonna select the soft meshes that I want to deform as the body moves. So that is the body, these armbands, or no, these actually are not, these are gonna, I'm choosing things that I want to like bend and twist as the body moves. So think like the cloth of the pants and the shirt, but anything that I don't want to get deformed, I will just leave it be, because it can kind of just like float on top of the mesh. So it'll get like moved around and reoriented, but it won't get deformed at all. So the gloves I will deform, the bracers I will leave hard, the eyebrows and eyelashes I'll leave, the belt I will have move, accessories belt I will probably keep soft, shoes, robe. Okay, so that I think is what I'm going to bind to the skin. Okay. And this is kind of the last little bit of sitting while it does its thing. So the other things that I didn't import into here, like along with all of this other stuff, is stuff that's like that are more accessories, and that's just because they're just polygons that aren't necessarily attached to the body, so they're kind of extra, and so it's easier just to leave that topology out, so that character creator doesn't have to like take it into consideration while it's doing all of this math. So I will import the staff and the book bag in here next, but that should be pretty quick because I just have to pull it in. I don't have to do any of this like rigging with it. I'll just bind it to the part of the body that it should like get stuck to. And I'm hoping to be able to kind of get this looking good in the next 20 minutes or so. Knock off and go have my Friday evening. That being said, it might not be in the cards. We shall see. Once you start getting the blue wheel, then it might be time to take a little break here. But I would like for it to go through, please. We're so close. So close. And I'm not really sure what it's objecting to here. Because let's see. Yeah, so it maxes out and starts to get really upset around 600k points, which is why I try to keep it pretty low resolution and work in subdivision levels. But this is only at like what does it say? 225. So you have a lot of wiggle room here. I'm not quite sure what it's objecting to. Oh, we just moved up a tick. That's a good sign. Yeah, this is usually the part of my process where I'll kind of just sit and watch whatever TV show I've got on or scroll TikTok or something. Wish I had something more exciting to do in the background while this is doing its thing. It doesn't look like it doesn't look like the chat is pulling in chats from TikTok. Wonder why that is. Let me try refreshing it here. Okay, hopefully that fixed that. How are we looking on this? Still chugging along. Yeah, I don't know, guys. Oh! Every time it ticks up. Yeah, like I said, I like this program. I think that the poses do end up looking pretty good, which is why I keep using it, but it's certainly not faster than doing it in Transpose Master in Zbrush. But I just like that it's so much less fiddly. You're not doing quite so much like just like tapping and holding Alt and tapping again and holding Alt again, and it's I just like not having to do all that like masking and unmasking, and you can only move one finger at a time, and it's just a nicer workflow for me personally. But you do end up having to sit here for a bit, and I'm not quite sure why, because I feel like and maybe I just really got like targeted with the advertising for the software, because I feel like this software seems pretty popular, but whenever I have had to like troubleshoot it in the past, I've really struggled to find good resources for like community forums or like YouTube tutorials and stuff. So, you know, there's pros and cons to it. Obviously, I'm sitting here waiting for it to do its thing is a little bit of a con. Usually it doesn't take this long though. Usually it either does it by now or it crashes. Oh, we're nearly there. Hey, alright. Cool. Alright, now it's done that. And I will check the animation. Make sure this is just to make sure that it got just rigged correctly. So I can have her do a little strut here. This never looks incredible because it's kind of a lame animation, but it's just to make sure that like everything got put where it's supposed to. This looks good, and then I usually also will check the hands for how they got rigged. Again, I don't tend to be super fussy with this. They do often look a little broken, but that's always something I can go back in ZBrush and just kind of like tweak pretty easily. I am just really here making sure that like every once in a while, like the rigging for the like pinky and index finger will get mixed up and they will just look like spaghetti and you'll have to go back and fix it. But this looks good. So I'm going to restore the original pose. And now we can get out of AccuRig. Okay. We're doing it. We're getting there. Alright. I'm going to go and make everything visible again. Okay. Oh, I forgot. We put the glasses on here. They're so good. Okay, now I'm going to bring the other accessories in from, I think actually I'm just gonna bring in the staff from ZBrush. Just because the other ones are gonna be really easy to just put where they go, and they don't like how the pose looks isn't really gonna be changed based on whether or not I can see the book bag in here. So we're gonna add in the staff. This is actually an asset that I made like a year ago maybe, when I was making cultists for RPG Essentials 1. And I just thought it was perfect for her because it's got this little like sun this little like sun emblem at the top. Alright, I'm gonna bring it up. I'm not gonna attach it to her hand right this minute, because I don't know which hand the pose is gonna have it be in. But essentially I have a handful of rigged animations here that I can just go and drop onto her, hopefully. So I've got her selected. And we can just kind of go through here and see what looks fun. I've got this idle pose with the staff. Okay, and it looks like this has the staff in her right hand. Alright, so we're gonna go back to bind pose, and before I forget, I'm actually going to send the A pose back to ZBrush. Gonna wait for that to do its thing. Here, I'll switch the view back over to Zbrush for a sec, just so you can kind of see it cycling through. Okay. That should be done, I think. Oh no, it's still going. It's still going. You back. You missed the boring part of the stream where I was just waiting for character creator to do a bunch of math. And we just sat and we waited. You're cold? Why? You have 2 cats and I'm assuming many blankets. Are you cold because your hair's been wet? We're still doing our thing. Yee. Well, I hope you warm up, buddy. How does your hair look? Okay. Alright. That looks like it transferred, believe it or not, correctly. For some reason, character creator moves around where the like home point is from Zbrush, so I don't actually. So this is actually how it's supposed to look. But okay, we're back into character creator. Let me switch that overlay. Okay. Back to character creator. And I'm going to stick the staff in her right hand. And once I do this, it will make it so that it moves with her while I'm messing around with the pose. I'm just gonna kind of align it to her hand. There we go, I think that looks pretty good. And then all I have to do, I keep saying that looks pretty good and then messing with it some more. Okay. Then I can pick parent and stick it, get visible. I pick parent and then stick it to her hand. That doesn't look like it did it. It should be base right hand. Pick parent. A lot of doing my hair is just waiting for it to air dry. Fair. Vibing is good. It's a good time of day to vibe. Alright, maybe if I hide the glove. Now if I select the staff and I pick parent, and it will go base right hand. Okay. I think that seems good, maybe? Alright. I will select her. And vibing with it for now is really mood. Okay. Okay, I like this. Okay, so we've got kind of a handful of frames to pick from here. So that's that one animation. I have a few more here that I can pick from. And obviously whatever I choose I can go back in and like mess around with a little bit more. Cause like I don't really like how, like I think this is a good stance, but I would probably have like move her arm a little bit so that the staff isn't quite so across the body. So I've kind of got this library of animations. And this is why I really like this software, because you can kind of just drag and drop poses onto her and just really mess around with what you want it to look like. And you can just go through so many different ideas in such a short amount of time. And this is like a superhero one. I like how she flies into the air at the end. Let's see, and there's like a number of built-in ones too. What do we got here? Some archery. This one might honestly be kind of fun. It's like dancing, having like a dancing pose. Translate to like a spellcaster. Alright, what do you got for me here? It's cute. I honestly feel like there is some potential there. Maybe toward the end here? might be overthinking this. I'm gonna go back to this this staff pose that I have. I feel like it looks a little basic, but I think it's actually just gonna get the job done. Giving you away from FFX. Or I also have this. See, I want something a little more dynamic, I feel. And I could always go back into the yeah, I actually think there's gonna be something in here that's good. It might not be... I might have to switch hands. But I feel like something like this, I feel like it could be good. Okay, so I think I like this general concept. So now all I have to do is go into this edit pose, and it'll pull this still from the animation and let me just move her body around a little bit more. And I think that I kind of like this vibe. I might just kind of move the direction that her arms are going in and see how that looks. Because if I do that, and then if I have this arm kind of come around in the front, and then maybe have it so it looks more like she's pointing the staff. Fine tune it, if you will, exactly. Yeah, I like this. Okay. Ah. Bend your elbow a little bit so it doesn't look broken. Okay, yeah, I'm liking this pose a lot. I am gonna have to go in and fix the topology of the robe just a little bit. It's kind of broken, but honestly, if I really struggle to do that, I can always just slice the bottom of the one that I still have in T-pose and just copy paste it. And I can do that back in Zbrush. Sorry, I keep burping into the mic. Okay. I think I might kind of have her pushed forward just a little bit more. And then one thing that I always do with these poses is I make it so that they're looking straight ahead as opposed to looking down, because that always reads better. Okay, I think I had her too far forward. I'm gonna move her back. I'm not really sure what kind of story I'm trying to tell with this arm. I might straighten it out a little bit. Or have it kind of twisted a little bit. Make sure we're not breaking it. We'll twist this back a little bit and then twist the forearm a little bit more. I don't actually know if that matters a ton, but... And I think... Yeah, I think I'm gonna move the wrist up just a little bit and then have the fingers in more of like a claw type situation, so it kind of looks like her other hand is kind of helping summon or direct whatever magic the staff is like calling forth. And then pull it back just a little bit. Oh, it's still on her finger. Well, I was like, why isn't it moving backwards? And character creator is like, fingers don't move that way. And I can kind of have, I don't know, I'm kind of messing around with what I want this staff to do. Because I think I do want it to be pushed forward. I think I'm kind of messing around with yeah, that ain't good. That ain't it. And then I might have her back arching a little bit. I need to look at a little bit of a reference here. I think I'm kind of messing around and not really sure what I want to do. Okay. I think we're gonna take this pose in a little bit of a different direction. I think we're gonna go back to the bind pose. And I think I'm actually gonna go back to this staff, more like basic staff pose. And edit from here. Because I think actually I do want the hand that is not holding the staff to still be casting the spell. So I'm gonna turn her upper body. I'm gonna bring her arm up so that we're kind of in a casting position here. I'm going to move her feet a little bit farther apart, so we're in more of an epic stance, and have her knees bent just a little bit, and have her looking up. Notice the difference between me working when I have a reference in front of me versus when I don't. Like, night and day, y'all. Artists. Use your goddamn references. Should have done this 20 minutes ago. I'd be done by now. Gonna bend her at the waist a little bit. And turn her shoulders just a little bit. I really want her to feel dynamic, which I think is what I was struggling with in the last one. Gonna bring this shoulder up. And this one down. I'm gonna have her hand look a little bit more like it's kind of commanding a spell as opposed to I'm gonna bring this foot forward because I don't want her to look hunched over. What is this angle? Let's look from the top here. Oh, I see, okay. Alright. I'm gonna bring this arm even more forward. But it really feels like we're reaching. Yeah, there we go. So this is also what I like about Character Creator, is if you pull the arm, at a certain point it will just start pulling the whole body along with it. It just feels more dynamic that way. Okay, I'm gonna kind of roll her pelvis just a little bit. Oh, that's a lot. Pull this back. Oof. So it doesn't seem like it should be that hard. Why am I struggling? looks hobbled. What is going on? This was going so much better for like a minute. Alright, I don't hate that. Okay, I think we're getting somewhere. I think I just need to mess with this arm just a little bit more, and then I think... Okay, we're finally getting somewhere that I don't hate. Okay, she's not looking hobbled. She's not looking broken. I think I'm just gonna twist her a little bit more. I think in this direction. Alright. Let's not forget about her hand that is holding the staff. Gotta close those fingers around it. Alright. Move the staff just a little bit. Go. Okay, and then I think I'll just close the hand a little bit more. Yeah, and this one kind of threw me for a loop. I do not do many poses with holding staffs. Staves. Staff? I like this though. Okay. So now we just need to send this pose back to Zbrush. And like I said, I think this will need pretty minimal resculpting when it's done. As long as Character Creator doesn't crash right now. Alright, Zbrush pose, link, send current pose to Zbrush pose tools. Alright, I'm going to switch the overlay back to Zbrush. It should start transferring the pose over here. Again, it's really thinking hard. It is moving though. It's gonna start doing it any second. I think part of the reason why it's been moving so slow on this model is just because it has so many subtools. Which is, you know, wizards, man. They just got a lot of stuff. Alright, I think we're off to the races though here. Hopefully it moves them all over and it moves them together. There she goes. We knew it would happen eventually. Good God. Well, this model has been something else. I don't know why this one pushed me so much, but I really set a challenge for myself, I think. I think part of that is probably that I just have not done a lot of character models in a while. I was really focusing on doing a lot of like mobs and monsters and terrain for a while with RPG Essentials. I haven't really done any commissions in a hot minute. So I think this was just kind of an exercise in getting back to something that I haven't done in a while. But I think it looks good. I'm obviously gonna need to go back in and there's a couple things that it looks like didn't quite transfer right. But overall, I think we're looking pretty good. I'm going to put all of these bag elements in a folder so I can move together. Transpose set. Just move these up to where they should be on her. I didn't move them a ton. Alright. Maybe a little bit lower. That's pretty good. Alright. Mess around with a little bit of this right now. But I'm probably gonna leave most of this messing around to when I post-process her. Make it so that she is watertight and fully printable is when I'll do most of this messing around, but I want to end the stream with feeling like I've got a good got most of the model to show for it. So I'm gonna do some of this messing around right now. One of the other nice things about working in subdivision levels is, like, for the strap here, I've got all this detail at the higher subdivision level. But I can, at this level, I think, do a polish by features to kind of smooth it out, and it should, when I subdivide it, yeah, still have all the details there. Yeah, thanks, Percy. A few of her parts are looking a little broken, but nothing too bad. So, yeah. I think she came out pretty good. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of reshaping with this robe. The way that it, kind of got, rigged to her legs, kind of broke it a little bit, but it shouldn't actually be too bad. I think I can just mask off the parts that got super deformed. Since I'm at a super low subdivision level, I can hit polish by features, yeah, and it should get pretty much fixed. I could probably even just do a smooth and then a polish by features, and it'll go back and sharpen the edges back up. Yeah, there we go. There. Alright. Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, see, sometimes with Character Creator, it just will stroke, like if I don't clear the cache fully or something, there's always something. There's always something. But nothing that I can't go back and fix up. Okay, why are you doing this? But, yeah. Yeah, this model really pushed me. It ended up being a real challenge, but, I stuck with it. I think it came out pretty well. But, yeah. I don't know if I want to keep these gloves, honestly. I don't know that they're worth it. But yeah. There she is. There's the model. All posed and everything. I love her. Alright. Well, I think I'm going to sign off. I think this is a good spot to end it. The rest is just kind of boring of me making sure it's watertight and can print and everything. So, yeah. thanks for everyone who stuck around and came and hung out. I really am glad that I got this to where it is. Yeah, appreciate ya, and I will see you next time.